So much work that's,
Yeah.
important on the
Well,
island.
there were so many of his homes on the island. I mean, really.
Yeah,
No,
very fun.
understandable.
Really, you opened up this beautiful space for us to have this celebration of a book, and I'm very grateful. So Houses Made of Wood and Light is the outgrowth of an unexpected fascination with Salt Spring Island that began for Jane and me 12 years ago. And in 2003, we found a place to rent, and after the first week of a 2-week stay, we decided to look at real estate. The realtor said, you have to see this house. We said, well, it doesn't really look like much from the pictures. And she warned us it was a project. It's a Shubart, she said. What's a Shubart? We asked. A local architect who studied with Frank Lloyd Wright, she replied. Within 5 minutes, I said to Jane, we're getting this. Now that could have been the making of a story like the movie classic, The Money Pit. But instead, it turned into a love affair with a house and an architect who designed not only our home, but also over 230 projects on this island. Now this project arose because I wanted to figure out a way to decipher folklore from fact. We would hear stories about Hank Shubart, and there was nothing to read. What I thought was a 2-year project took 6 years. And we were very fortunate because we found our way to family members, to former colleagues, to clients, to skilled tradespeople, and to people who generously shared their memories, their insights, and in many cases their homes with us. Some of those people have become friends, and we are very pleased. I'm very pleased to see you all here tonight. And in fact, a friend of mine recently asked, wasn't I tempted over these 6 years to kind of give up the project? And the reality is that Jane and I were so exposed to our neighbors that there was no way we could wriggle out of this project. And even if we had tried, no one would let us forget it. And I could see it 20 years down the road. We'd be buying bread at the Saturday market from Heather, and someone would say, publish it yet? So the book is finally here, and what have I learned? Well, in the case of Hank Shubart, folklore struggles to keep up with fact. He had indeed studied with Frank Lloyd Wright. Shubart's apprenticeship, which was during the Depression, involved literally chores around the place, and his mother eventually approved of this because she said it would teach him how to make, in his later work, how to make wonderful homes instead of ordinary houses. Unhappy with the Vietnam War, Hank and Maggie Shubart moved their family up here because they were concerned that their sons might be drafted. Once here, he became the village architect and the master of design. People said he had a genius for siting a home, for putting a home in a location that took best advantage of its surroundings. And he was often hired just for that skill. And when he did design a place, it really was of the place. As he said, in his own words, he said, I have 2 great concerns when it comes to designing a home: that it is carefully and beautifully related to the land, and that each house represents the needs of the client. As Shubart saw it, the land defined the setting of the house, and Shubart defined the needs of the client. He liked wood, he loved cedar. It was abundant and available. He respected nature and often would notch roofs and trees and decks around the trees. Inside, he used precise geometric designs to create rooms without walls and to move light more effectively through the house. His use of skylights was so prevalent that on this island people would say, if it has a hole in the roof, it must be a Shubart. And while his homes are striking, they're very functional. These are houses meant to be lived in. Window washing ledges, rain chains instead of gutters, trees through the roofs and decks. And these are the approaches that allowed the house to get close to nature. He didn't much care for furniture or large pieces of art. They distracted from the simplicity and beauty of his design. To him, the art was outside, not inside. And that's why this book was written, to share with you, as best I can, the appreciation of a brilliant man who found a way to integrate nature and design in a way that enriched both. I hope you enjoy reading about him as much as we enjoy living with his work. Thank you.